As we look east across the city and out towards Tommy Thompson Park there, it looks like a nice evening out in front of us. What about the week ahead? Here's Natasha.
Week ahead, listen, not a wave out there in Lake Ontario, just completely calm. There's a lot of waves out here in the Atlantic, though. There's not one, but two tropical systems. So we have Imelda and Humberto, and they're doing what's called the Fujiwara effect, named after a Japanese meteorologist who discovered this effect, where you have two systems pretty close together, like they're less than 1,000 kilometers apart. It's almost like if Imelda was in Hamilton and Humberto was in Quebec City. That's how close these two things are. And so two scenarios here, they can either gravitate towards each other and one absorbs the other, or they're going to shoot off on their own path. Together, though, they're creating a very high riptide risk along a good chunk of the U.S. East Coast. And when we look at the paths, they are going to shoot off, but follow a similar path and almost come together here through the Outer Banks and into shipping lanes off of Newfoundland. From this point, this becomes a concern because it looks like the remnants of both will then form and merge together into potentially a very dangerous storm here for the UK. That L should be in the center there. These white lines are isobars. The closer they are together, the windier it is. And this has the potential late week and into the weekend to really drop some very strong winds here across the UK. Back here at home, we've got winds tomorrow, only 20 to 40 kilometers per hour on top of this 22 degrees and sunny. So it's going to be a nice breeze out there. We do drop back to seasonal for Wednesday and Thursday, but then rise well back up above the average high of 18 here again as we go into the weekend. What's dropping us those 2 days? It's something called a backdoor cold front because it's coming from the east. It's coming from Quebec versus, systems usually come in from the west. It still does the same thing and it drops those temperatures. So yeah, 17s and 18s, which is kind of where we should be for this time of year, is what will be headed our way by Wednesday afternoon. There's that wind tomorrow. I also want to note that because it's coming in out of the northeast, if you're on the receiving end of that wind tomorrow off of Lake Ontario, this is Burlington, this is going to be Stony Creek, Hamilton, those winds are expected to be just a little bit stronger. The other thing that's happening tomorrow, it's above seasonal, it's sunny, but the sun will begin setting before 7 p.m. We are losing close to 3 minutes of daylight per day. And let's talk about the weekend. 26, 27 degrees, well above average. It's not record breaking, all right? You got to get into the 30s still to be breaking those temperature records. But to end off the weekend, Alan, these temps will be like 11 to 13 degrees above average, above where we should be. So shorts and T-shirts weather. Hold on to them for another week.
All right. I love it. Thank you.